This is John Ward, welcoming you to another presentation of Tennessee football on home video. The story you're about to see unfold is one of adventure and achievement. It's the story of teamwork, commitment, and the will to win.
Doesn't need a lot of... Oh! He took a weapon!
Welcome back to the Blue Chip Breakdown, Vols fans. Big win for our Tennessee Volunteers. So it's me and Bray right now. Pete's going to be joining us here shortly. He had to handle a couple of things, but we are going to be taking a look at this Georgia versus Mizzou game, and we're going to, kind of be breaking down some of the live stuff there and just, telling you what we see. So if you are watching the game, just tune in with us, and we may be a little bit late, to like what y'all are seeing, but we are going to just kind of like do like a play-by-play. And what we're seeing, obviously these are our next two teams that we have to play up against, but just to kind of put a cap on that, UConn game, I feel like Tennessee played well. P's not here, but once he does come back, he'll probably kind of like chime in with some of his thoughts. I think that we came out, handled business well. Milton looks really good. Dante Thornton's looking good. Obviously Squirrel's looking good. Running game looks great. We had some offensive linemen out. John Campbell wasn't really playing. We saw Jeremiah Crawford playing at left tackle. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that. That is probably going to be a problem moving forward if he has to play. He is not the guy that you want starting for you anywhere. But outside of that, I think the Tennessee played well. And right now we've got Mizzou is kicking this ball off.
That's good. He's got doing well. Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, wow. And Georgia's already fumbling daggone football, and they get the ball probably about like the 18. So this kind of goes to show what Georgia is. They're going to fumble freaking football. So let's see who all is inside the house right now. So we've got SC Rocket XR1 says, go big orange. Yes, sir. Sir Frankie the Pug, thank you for joining us earlier. Says, great homecoming game. Absolutely. Timmy G, who also joined us earlier, says, always a good day when your defense gets 3 scores. Okay, so this right here was me. Let's go on to the next one. Mitch Wagner says, defense getting 3 scores was awesome. Yeah, defense played lights out. So
Let's go, Lad.
Georgia gets the ball on first down. It's just like a little RPO action. They go to Lad McConkey for an easy first down. That is a little bit concerning, but obviously this game has got to settle into a game, and Georgia has started off slow for the most part. Throughout the season. I want to say maybe in every single game. So what I'm pretty curious and anxious to see is if Mizzou coming out on defense can stop Georgia, and if they can score twice real quick, can Georgia come back in this game? Because Missouri, from what I've seen, they do a really good job of playing defense, offense, and, they've got a really good scheme on offense. I really like what they're doing. They've got some great playmakers on the outside. They've got, that quarterback, he does an excellent job of throwing some great passes, and then he's also really, really mobile. So, I'm just curious to see how, I think that the biggest matchup is going to be Missouri's defense versus Georgia's offense. And now they're going empty. They most of them running back out, and they're going empty. They've got a corner on that running back, so it's already a mismatch somewhere. They're blitzing, and the ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 8, so it's now 3rd and 8. That is a problem right there for the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, following some other games around this country, obviously,
Florida just missed the kick.
We do need for Florida to lose. And what does that break? Yeah, so Florida just missed the kick up against Arkansas to win at home. And so it's 33-33. It looks like that one's going into overtime. What was the end of the Ole Miss game?
I think Ole Miss got a pick to win the game.
Okay, so Ole Miss sounds like Ole Miss won that Texas A&M game. That really has no bearing on Tennessee per se. It would have been good for Ole Miss to lose.
Carson Beck
is going to scramble for it was like about 15 to 20 yards, and he's got the first down. Now it's 3rd and 8. So this is one of the things that I have noticed about Missouri's defense. Let's see what type of coverage they're in right here. So this is man coverage. This is a man, one high look. Nobody is spying Carson Beck, and that's just Carson Beck making a play. Then they try to, go hurry up and throw the ball to some bum. Who's that?
Dell.
Who is that?
Oscar Dell.
Oscar Dell.
4-star tight end on the West Forsyth High School.
Okay, so he came from West Forsyth High School. here in Georgia. And I can tell you right now, they don't play no daggum football or any sports in general out in Forsyth County. So this guy is not no real baller. And I'm not worried about him being no baller, which is why he was open, which is also why he did not make that catch. Now, he looks good out there. Why is he starting? I find it very hard to believe that Georgia cannot find a better option at tight end. So we're going run, deep, heavy run, slow it up. That was like about a 5-yard gain. We got probably 3rd and 5, maybe even 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 right here for Georgia at home. Crowd looks lackadaisical. You know, these guys don't like they're really even into this game. Missouri needs to stop right here. Obviously, me as a Tennessee fan, I'm going for Missouri because we need Georgia to lose up against somebody. So it's 3rd and 5. Play clock is at 18-17. What we got right here, we've got a tight end up top. We've got, looks like 2 wide receivers up there in a bunch formation. We've got 2 down here at the bottom. This is an empty set. They're going to get the ball out of their hands quick, and the ball is thrown low and short.
Go for it. Let's go for it.
And Georgia's going to have to punt. Georgia is going to punt. Kirby Smart is super conservative. Oh, no. Oh, wow. Looks like Georgia is going to go for it. This is going to be a huge mistake.
Oh, it got tipped.
The ball gets tipped at the line of scrimmage. Georgia's going for it. They've got 1 running back in the backfield. I think it's the same set. We've got 1 tight end. So we've got 3 up top with 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. The tight end is playing closest to the box, and then we've got another wide receiver down here at the bottom. And then they was able to draw Missouri offsides and got a free play.
Rah Thomas.
And they was able to make a one-on-one catch.
Rah Thomas.
So this is what so this is what concerns you with Missouri in these big-time ball games, man, especially when they're playing on the road. You know, can they play within themselves and not play a bunch of stupid football, which already they're not doing a very good job of? If they can hold Georgia to 3 on this drive at this point, because now Georgia is
just
in.
A quick update.
What? Yeah,
Texas beats Kansas State 33-30 overtime.
Wow. Okay, so I think that I had a 3-point spread on that game. I said that was going to be a 3-point game. So Texas beat Kansas State 33-30 in overtime. Kansas State's a pretty good team. You know, I watched them up against Mizzou. Pretty impressed with what they've got going on.
Who's running right there? Dejon Edwards. It's about 1-yard gain.
Yep. So that's about maybe 1 to 2 yard gain right there on a run from Dejon Edwards. And Mizzou just has to keep Georgia one-dimensional. Do not let them start running. They will have some success doing what they like to do because it's not hard to tell what Georgia's going to do, but what they do well is they utilize the skill players that they have. They're just going to out-athlete you. So, you know, if you're going to just play straight-up football with them, you have to be you have to have better athletes than what they have, which is why you've got to be able to scheme up against Georgia. So, pump fake, pressure is on, and that's a sack right there. It's number 6. What is number 6 name? He's a good defensive end. I've been watching him a lot. He's a really good end, and dang, that looks like Michigan, but that's Mizzou. That's the end for Mizzou. Georgia's right tackle just gets beat like he stole something. And, so Carson Beck just does not have time to be able to get a pass off. But that is a sack, and it's 3rd and, what is this, Bray?
3rd and 14, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15.
3rd and 15. All right, so Georgia's going empty again, motion out the running back out of the backfield. It looks like Mizzou is showing a 4-man rush. They're doing wide receiver screen, and he's going to be well short of the first down. So it looks like Georgia's going to settle for the field goal right here, and I think that's a really good – I think that's a big win for Missouri's defense for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable. Whenever you look at these two teams' rosters, Mizzou is severely outmatched in this one. And, again, this is something I talk about all the time with Georgia is, Kirby Smart's going to play his favorites. And, I mean, obviously, they're the most talented football team in this country, just honestly speaking. I can't stand Georgia, but they've got the most talented roster in this country. And the field goal is good. And, it's mind-boggling as to why they start games off slow like this. It's like they start the game off slow because they're trying to force feed it to their favorites. And, whenever they make comebacks and whenever they start to win, it's because they're feeding the ball to guys that are actually playmakers. And so that's why I felt like Mizzou could come out in this game and, have the potential to get up early and catch Georgia with their pants down and, have the opportunity to be able to, get a lead early, sustain the lead, and then all of a sudden, Georgia can, Mizzou can probably win this thing we're going to see. So right now we're going into overtime for the Arkansas versus Florida game. And obviously, this is a game that Tennessee fans need for Arkansas to lose. But back to that Tennessee game.
Arkansas to win?
I'm sorry, yeah. We need for Arkansas to win this game, for Florida to lose. But back to that Tennessee game, obviously Nico looked great. I don't know. I'm going to pull up his stats here real quick and tell you exactly what he did. But, I mean, I just feel like his pocket presence, again, it's really shining through. And, I feel like he's a guy that, without a doubt, man, I mean, he's going to be such a beast for us next season. So let's take a look. So Nico went 5 for 9 for 86 yards, which is good for 9.6 yards per pass and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. I think that's pretty good. 5 for 9. I don't know what the percentage is on that. That's that's like 60 something, maybe 70%, something like that. I don't know. Just kind of spitball that.
24-yard run.
Yeah, and then he also rushed the ball well. So he had 1 run for 25 yards. I mean, he didn't have a whole lot of snaps, right? So we're trying to get guys like Keith involved in the game, Cam Seldon, which I think Cam Seldon did a pretty good job of rushing the football in that game. Khalifa Keith is a guy who he's going to need some work in this offseason, right? Like I wasn't overly impressed with what I saw from him. He's one of those big guys, and I hate to see this, but those big guys that seem to trip over their own feet. You don't want to see that out of him. Good news is we've got a lot of other running backs, in this system and on this team that will be coming into the system next season, a couple of freshmen and things like that. So the best players will play, and, I think the next year is going to be a big year for that. Really think that we will see a whole lot of these offensive linemen. We talked about this in the tailgate show. Think that a lot of these offensive linemen are going to be coming back next season. Think that Brew McCoy might come back next season. And, Dante Thornton looked pretty good. Let me tell you what his numbers was. So Squirrel White had 2 catches for 94 yards with 1 touchdown. Keaton had 2 catches for 81 yards and 1 touchdown. And Castles looked pretty good today. He had 4 catches for 56 yards and a touchdown. And Dante Thornton had 2 for 26 with no touchdowns, which is good for 13 yards per catch average. We really are going to need for Dante Thornton and all of our wide receivers on the outside to step up a lot over these next 2 games because we're playing up against some really good teams. Mizzou's secondary is probably the best that we're going to face up against this entire season. Right now it's 1st and 10. We're going screen to who is that number 1?
Chad Shumbles with the stop tackle for a while.
All right, so Mizzou goes wide receiver screen on 1st down, 1st and 10, and they lose probably like a yard or 2. I didn't really like that play call.
Where's Luther Burden? So we need to.
I think that once this settles into a game, you have to keep in mind this is a 60-minute game, and these first few plays, these first few drives are going to be scripted on offense and defense. So what we want to see out of Mizzou, since we're going for them, is can you establish the run game early? That's what they need to be doing. Establish that running game early, and if you could hit 1 or 2 big chunk plays early on, in this game while also running it, that's going to be huge. So we got play action right here. We got a quarterback draw. This was the next thing that I was going to get to. The quarterback needs to run. I think that was a horse call that wasn't called, and that is a 1st down. What's the quarterback's name again? Brady Cook. A design quarterback draw, and it's there all day long. This is something that Tennessee is definitely going to have to utilize up against both of these teams. So I've seen that is a horse call that wasn't called. That should have been an extra 15. But Mizzou, Mizzou, I saw them up against Kansas State. Kansas State ran the read option maybe 10 times, and they had success almost every single time that they ran it. Tennessee is going to have to do a whole lot of that up against Mizzou and also up against Georgia. RPO, that's good for 4 to 5 yards, getting to the outside.
That's what we need to see.
So, they're getting the ball out. Missouri's getting the ball out of their hands quickly, and
with the Burden, get the ball.
Yeah, so Burden is a guy. I don't want to tip my hand too much, but he's a guy that Tennessee is going to have bottled up. Obviously, whenever we play up against Mizzou, because he is a dynamic playmaker, and I think that they go to him like 50% of the time almost.
Right.
We got a little bit of action.
Good tackle.
That is a run on a 2nd and 3. Looks like he got about a yard or 2. So it's going to be 3rd and probably 1. 3rd and 1
RPO,
right here.
RPO.
I'm going to get back to some of these chats.
It looks like 40 kicked the field goal here, 36-33.
All right, so Florida is up in overtime up against Arkansas.
Run. Good tackle, Michael. Come on, we got to finish
first down.
Like that.
All right, so Mizzou gets the first down on a running play to the outside. That is crazy. So Tennessee Mountain Man says, great win. Was great to see Nico and Gaston. Yeah, so I didn't get to see much of Gaston just because, we were, kind of moving around at that point.
Option, KJ Jefferson.
So KJ Jefferson in the Florida-Arkansas game, he's got a first down. But Mitch Wagner says, Arkansas and Florida going to overtime. Thank you so much for that. And then D. Taylor is saying Beck is a faster runner. Oh, Beck is a faster runner than I thought. Yeah, he is. Beck is not a bad, he definitely is a guy who he's kind of similar to this guy here for what's the guy's name again?
Missouri.
Yeah.
Brady Cook.
I don't know why I cannot remember this guy's name. So he's similar to Brady Cook, but Brady Cook is more of a willing runner. So yeah, I mean you've definitely got to keep a close eye out for Beck running. But Kirby Smart and Mike Bobo do not want him running the football very much. I can promise you that. They want him to stand back in that pocket, and he's not a guy that I feel like it's hard to contain. Missouri tries to run it and get on 2nd and 2. I did not like that play.
I think he snapped it early. Dang, Army's from the upstairs.
So that right there was a no gain for Mizzou on 2nd down, 2nd and 3. That's a good job by Brady Cook of catching that football and being able to get it off. All right, let's get back to some more chats. So, Arkansas is going for a first down. They are on the 5-yard line right now. So Dirty Heekin says that was a fun game to watch. Go Big Orange. Yeah, that was a very fun game to watch. Quarterback draw right here for the Mizzou and Georgia game on 3rd and 2. Looks like he got the first down. I'm gonna get into everybody's chats here. And Dustin Anderson says, "Let's go Vols!" Yes, sir. Hey, I definitely feel that energy, and I most definitely love it. I'm feeling really good. One of the things, though, just getting back to that Tennessee game, one of the things that I did not love was the way that our linebackers played. I think that our linebackers kind of fell for that window dressing. And this is something that, I talked about leading up to this game was that, UConn actually has a good offense. They're well coached. They've got a good scheme, and they do a whole lot of window dressing. And, on defense, they do a lot of things to take away what Tennessee likes to do. Brady Cook is going deep. He's got a man. And that's 6 large ones right there for the Mizzou Tigers. Let's go, baby. Like I said, man, look, Georgia's going to start this game off slow. Can Missouri take advantage of it? Can they get up big early? It's already looking like they can, man. Look, Burden, he's a dog. It's going to be tough for us to find a way to stop him. But Tennessee, next week, we got to dedicate at least one person to him on every single play because he is a game changer for sure. That is a bad ball, but Georgia's DBs are really suspect. It's something that we've known. Their defense as a whole is suspect. They have not had a team play them yet that will challenge them. Arkansas just scored a touchdown, but they have not had a team yet that's going to challenge them. And, so I feel pretty confident with them coming into Knoxville. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I just feel like our linebackers did not do a great job up against all that window dressing that UConn did up against us today. And Missouri does a whole lot of that, especially with this guy right here, Burden. They will move him around a whole lot of motions, or motions, things like that. A whole lot of counters. It looks like it's going this way, but it really comes back this way. So we've got to play very disciplined football. And, as long as we can do that, then I feel like we have a very good chance of being successful up against Mizzou. And speaking of the man himself.
How about them daggone dogs, baby? How about them dogs, baby?
He's back. He's back.
Baby.
Yep. Hey, balls are back.
Hey,
balls are back.
Go Tigers.
You all right, go Tigers.
That's a great job.
Yes, sir. All right, so we're going to get into Tennessee Mountain Man says Nico's 5 of them now was 55.56%. Okay, thanks so much for that, Tennessee Mountain Man. That is an excellent stat. I'm not great at math. But you know what's crazy is that I took so much math when I was in college. I took a lot of math. But since I haven't been doing it for quite some time now, I've forgotten how to do all that stuff. So
it was too much to retain.
Yeah, that was way too much. But so anyway, I will say this, though. Despite Nico, being up under 60%, he looked great. We was kind of talking about that earlier. I don't know if you want to kind of chime in.
I know he definitely had a drop to I'll call him Fred Rear. No, that's not his name, but at number 83. He hit him on a hitch route, dropped it. I think he missed it. You might have been outside. hit him right in the hands, dropped it. He's like a walk-on guy.
Okay.
But threw it to him, dropped it. He had an overthrow to somebody. I think
he had a couple overthrows to those, throwing it out to the flats types of deals. And we've seen that a lot in, spring camp and stuff. So
I think that's a good miss.
He's got to work on that.
I mean, I call it a good miss. Hey, out of bounds, get out of bounds, keep it out of harm's way. But what you love about him is his pocket presence, pocket awareness.
My goodness.
I mean, he's a gamer. And you see why people are clamoring for this guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's got that, like we always say, that Johnny Manziel to him where, play breaks down, he's out of the pocket. He's looking, he's looking for guys. I mean, he's going to be the guy. And I think the ceiling is the roof.
Yeah.
Like Georgia said, you know what I mean, next year.
Absolutely. Man, look, I'm so impressed with what Nico did because, like you said, P, if you look at the offensive line that he had out there, and, again, we're kind of scrambling around so much, so we couldn't see a whole lot of, like who was playing where. But it didn't look like he didn't have a great offensive line. He's not playing up against a great D-line, but at the same time, he was having to kind of like run for his life. And, if you put him behind an offensive line like our starters, where he's got some time, I really do think that he would be very successful in the system, not trying to create any quarterback controversy because obviously, we kind of held Milton back and we didn't want to see him run much. I think he had, 2 or 3 carries, but
he played well.
I think that Joe Milton played great. So we're in a really good position right now, moving forward for the rest of this season. So there's a flag on the kickoff right now. Mizzou just kicked it off to Georgia. It looks like they took the touchback, but there's a flag. And so, Bray, did you say that Arkansas beat Florida? So Florida's done.
They're done.
Florida's done now.
They're done.
Okay, which we said coming into this, right? Didn't we say this? Florida sucks, and I'm
coming in. But here's the deal. Somebody think about which our dad made a great point.
Yeah,
I didn't realize Ole Miss. They still got a backdoor way into the playoffs too. If
I'm not scared of Ole Miss.
But here's the deal. If they win out, they're a one-loss ball club. Okay, no one. I mean, they could be a one-loss ball club and not go to the SEC championship. They could be a one-loss ball club and Bama still goes. And then if we're because they lost to Bama.
But if we win out,
we'll be a 2-loss SEC champion. Do you take a 12-loss champion?
Oh, of course.
Or do you take, or do you take a 1-loss?
Do you take the team that lost to Alabama or the team that played them twice?
That's the thing.
And dominated them in the first half, and they came out and then beat them.
But here's the thing we also realize too is, hey, a lot of people hate Tennessee. They're going to do everything they can to keep us out of it.
It does seem like people try to keep Tennessee out of it. But yeah, no, I'm
got to watch that.
Yeah, well, we do have to keep it very close.
We're still going for these guys next week.
Yeah,
we're still going for this next week. I don't give a dang about it.
Hey, what was that? What's that first down play, Bray?
John Edwards toss.
So we got here.
Looks like he got 0 yards.
Motion to the field.
All right, so we got a little play action. Carson Beck steps up into the pocket. He's got a guy wide open.
Caught it though.
Jackson. That number 7 guy from
Mizzou's got to get some pass rush. All right, I'm gonna get to some more of these.
That's what they say. Brandon Travis. I said nowhere.
So Timmy Williams says touchdown. Okay. All right. So looks like we're pretty much caught up. Let's see. We got a few more. Yeah.
Those are behind them. But good catch. Give them that.
Yeah. All right. So we got 1st and 10. What is Georgia going to do? They had a good play call early on. I mean, I don't know what Missouri's doing on defense. Now all of a sudden,
they look nervous.
Wow, look at that. I mean, Missouri is getting into the backfield, but Georgia is still finding some yards.
They look nervous.
They got 2 yards on that one, so it's going to be, 2nd and 8?
2nd and 8 here.
2nd and 8. Okay.
They're probably going to do something dumb, maybe a speed sweep, something dumb here.
Georgia's probably going to I think Georgia's going to run this football.
They got Milton in. I think it's their best blocker. Number 2.
Yeah.
And tell you what, one thing you can't do is run the ball. So
all right, so probably going to see play action here. Probably going to see some play action. But here's the deal.
They love handing it to them, though.
So look, we got 1-on-1 up top. Okay, Missouri 1-on-1 up top. Yep, they passed it.
They love going there. We got 2 guys.
They went straight to their tight end. I was about to say, all right, so I mean, you've got to find Georgia's tight ends.
Yeah,
because this is Mike Bobo. 3rd and 3. These guys got the audacity to go tempo. We've got 1-on-1 up top again.
They're gonna hand it.
And I think that they might try to go there.
I wouldn't blitz. I wouldn't blitz.
They're not go there. It's not.
I would
blitz, not drop.
It's not.
Right to that slant window.
3rd and 3. Okay, yeah. What Brady was right. Now all of a sudden they've switched everything up. Boy, they're so bad. You've got a 1-on-1 situation.
They're not gonna hand it here.
What do we got here? Okay, we've got a zone, and we are blitzing.
Blitz.
The blitz is coming. They're coming out to the flats. What are we thinking here?
Yeah, Dominic Lovett. That's a Missouri transfer too.
Oh man,
he knows all the calls, all the signals.
Yeah, but that wasn't obvious. I mean, dude, if you're not going to go with the motion, you know that they're going to go quick. You have to know that. Come up and play that. This is a Missouri team that I don't think that they believe that they can win.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either. I mean, who is that? 26? I mean, look at the way he's reaching for that tackle. That just shows you everything that you need to know. You're reaching like, dude, throw. I mean, you've got to throw your whole body through this dude and
run play.
This is not what I want to see out of Mizzou. 1st and 10 right now, though. Georgia is on the the 44 play action, and he's sacked. Boy, Georgia's offensive line does not look good.
And this is Missouri D line. I don't believe him. I mean, heck, I haven't watched a ton of their film, but I don't believe them.
So one thing about Mizzou that I've seen on film is that they will bring a whole lot of blitzes. Actually, they brought some pressure here, but they blitz a lot.
They're whipping these guys.
Yeah, that right there, I don't think had anything to do with that blitz. That's just winning a one-on-one matchup. So I was not impressed with Tennessee's pass rush in this game. I want to get to that though. Let me see how many sacks do we have in this game, because I was not impressed.
Yeah, do we have any? I mean, gosh,
dude. I mean, it looks like we only had one. We only had one sack per game. That's really bad.
We played last week, Kentucky, and Miss Toots in a row, one sack. I mean, of course, teams are scheming us up. They're doing whatever they can to nullify it, but you gotta overcome that. And, if I always get home,
I think that that's pretty concerning. I do. I find that concerning for this team. We've got to find a way to generate pressure on a consistent basis, like we did early on in this season. And especially up against these two teams, because I've seen both of these quarterbacks, whenever they get pressure, they're not great with pressure. So bring that pressure. Like, know where their checkdowns are. Know where they're going to be. Because these are two offenses that are going to be set in their ways.
Deshaun Edwards.
Boy, and I'm going to tell you, Tennessee's going to have a field day. I mean, Tennessee's about to destroy Mizzou. They have no type of umph about them right now. They're like, they got a first down.
They're a 71 overall, 81 overall.
Yeah, I mean, this is pathetic. Now, let's see what happens here. We've only got, what is this? I mean, we don't have enough people inside that box. This is terrible, dude. This is bad, yeah. 28 lowers his head. One comes in and finishes up the tackle. Yeah, I'm just not.
Give it to Milton.
Can they bend but don't break? Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're bend but don't break. I don't like nothing that they're doing. They're going to run it again. Well, that's why, because, I mean, look at this. This is pathetic.
Hey,
that's surprising.
When he's running on you, that's when you know, hey, you're a bad ball club.
Golly, dude, this is pathetic. All right, so, yeah.
Well, Missouri takes the first quarter.
Yeah.
They can do it 3 more times to win the game. So, let's keep holding the breath here.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, Mizzou has got to come up with a big stop right here. So it's 7-3. Missouri's winning going into the half. Looks like Georgia is on. What is that? Looks like they're within maybe like the 10-yard line or somewhere in that area. I didn't see for sure. I'm trying to do a whole lot of different stuff here. But, if Mizzou can hold them to another field goal, I feel good about Missouri's chances with their offense scoring. I do. I think that they're going to have a lot of success. The thing about Missouri's offense is you have to get some pass rush. You have to be able to generate it with 4 people, or you've got to be able to come up with something that is, that confuses what their offensive front is going to do, and be able to get home that way. But a lot of what they're doing is they're going to put 3 to 4 wide receivers deep, and they're going to kind of dump it off short if you don't cover it up deep. They really like to work those seams a whole lot, and so that puts a whole lot of stress on your linebackers and on your safeties. But obviously, they can also go, to the outside with your corners. Your cornerbacks have got to do a good job in coverage, but also being able to come up and make tackles on those quick screens out to guys like Bird and everybody else. So, and then what they'll do, just as like a curveball, is they'll run the ball every now and then. They're not a run-first team by any means. They've got good rushing numbers, but they like to pass first. The pass sets up their run, and I just feel like the front four has got to be really dominant to be able to stop what they do, because they've been successful doing it, and they do it at a very high clip. Quarterback's playing well, offensive line's been playing well, and they've got some playmakers on the outside. So, I mean, I think that this game, just for me, it poses a lot more challenges than what UGA does. And it's not from a talent perspective for me.
Yeah, it's not,
It's more from a scheme perspective, because Georgia, and this is something that we talked about, after you left, is that Georgia has their favorites and they're going to target their guys. If you can shut down what they like to do, and if you can get up early, I mean, you've got them in a big hole. You know what I'm saying? And then you can kind of start to play more honest. But at that point, you kind of know what they have to do. They've got to pass the ball. You can kind of pin your ears back. But I think that that's the recipe to be able to beat Georgia. Is beat them in the early stages of the football game whenever they're trying to force feed the ball to guys that they like instead of playing, we're going to give the ball to guys that are actually ballers.
Yeah. I think for both these teams, man, you got to, play sound football. We talked about this last week too. Georgia, we've seen pretty much every single game they've had all season. Yeah. Their team they're playing comes out and kind of takes it to them to start the game. But it's usually one critical mistake that the other team makes, and from there it just kind of snowballs. I think when you play a team that has as much talent as Georgia, for whatever reason, whenever they kind of get that first play to kind of go their way, whether it's a turnover like we saw last week with Florida, 4th and inches, and they do that direct snap to the run back, halfback pass play. That when that play didn't work, the game was over. Like it just snowballed from there. Just play sound from the football, line up and play ball. I think for Missouri, I mean, heck, maybe we go with a kind of a, maybe a cover 2 type of defense, something to keep it in front of us and force them to be able to score on us in the red zone. Kind of teams play us, kind of let's move the ball, but then try to tighten up in the red zone. Maybe we kind of go that route with these guys, see if we can get some stops in the red zone and see if our offense can carry the game for us. Yeah. But next week, or we'll get to that when we play Georgia. I feel good about that game, man. I feel great about that. Yeah. Don't worry about that one at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably, honestly speaking, I know a lot of people might think that we're crazy, but if you've watched the film, that one could be the easier of the two. Now, the only caveat to that is that Georgia is loaded with talent. And I'm going to keep on saying this.
What's going on here? Carson Beck's out.
Oh, Brock Vinegar.
Oh, man, they got Brock. See, this is what daggum scares you about UGA, because they've got so many players. And that's exactly what I was about to say. They've got so many players. If they had, my gosh. Think about if you gave Josh Heupel UGA's roster. My gosh, dude.
That's the type of roster he's trying to build.
Yeah.
Trying to build a big beefy O-line with skill guys outside and one-on-ones, with running backs that can make guys miss. That's what he's trying to build. When he gets that, forget about it.
All right. It's going to be – so look, not even just Heupel. You can talk about guys like, pretty much anybody. But what if Saban had that's crazy to say, right? No. Stop it. Georgia is a much more talented team than Alabama.
Good.
And look at this. These guys suck, dude. All right, so Saban. As much as I freaking hate daggum, what's the freaking no. What's the daggum? I can't think of his name.
Oh, James Burton or something?
No. What's the freaking coach that I freaking Brian Kelly? What if Brian Kelly had this talent? I think he might not do as well because he can't really coach, but I think the LSU would be an even better team. Georgia's loaded. So saying all that just to say that is what gives me a little bit of cause for concern up against Georgia. So I know that y'all are probably ahead of us. Oh, boy, that's an easy 6 points. Easy touchdown.
They got to pick it off,
man. Easy touchdown. Easy touchdown for UGA. All right, so Coach Zay's right here. He just said he's excited about Ricky Gibson. Yeah, so Ricky Gibson, what we was talking about him, throughout this game, he hasn't looked great whenever he was playing in, more like crunch time minutes up against ACC teams necessarily. But he does have the correct skill set. I think he's got the correct mindset. And today it looked like he was kind of like telling people what to do. He showed more confidence, and that's what we were talking about in the tailgate show of some of these guys that are kind of starting to get some confidence with, minimal playing time. You put them in a game where they feel like they're better than who they're playing up against. Now their confidence kind of rises. Yeah. And especially some of these young guys who have played more than, some of their peers who are coming in, you can kind of see that leadership role. And Ricky Gibson, to your point, Coach Jay, he looked a lot better today because of that, I think.
Yeah, he looked great, man. He looked good. Came made some good tackles, looked good in coverage. I kept trying to go deep to him, and he was all over. What does he go, about 6'2"? He's about 6'2", 195. He looks good out there, man. I'm ready for him to get in there and get some more playing time.
Yeah, he's going to be really, really good. He's a guy that I absolutely loved his film just because, he's a guy that he stays on top of routes. He has really good hips. You can tell he's got good ball skills. He wants to come up and make tackles. He's a physical guy, and he showed a lot of that physicality today. So, I don't remember seeing Jordan Matthews, but he's another one that obviously we're definitely going to see. Now, Caleb Beasley is a guy who I think is going to be able to – I think he's got a good chance to be another early player for this team next season. He's got the size. His body is just he looks like he might already be at the body frame that you'll want for an SEC corner, even if he comes off of the bench. So, I'm excited to see what he's going to give us and bring us. And, now all of a sudden we're building up that depth. The team is getting deeper, and competition is what is going to breed championships. You know what I mean? So we've got a lot of guys and, a lot of different places that are going to be pushing the upperclassmen to perform at a higher level. And that is when we will really start to see championships. And as far as this is kept, I believe that we can still win one this season. If we get into the playoffs, there is a very possible way.
Get into the playoffs.
Okay.
You know what?
Why not?
Because you're going to lose Missouri and Georgia. So that's four losses.
Okay. So we're going to lose to Missouri and Georgia. But Georgia's got a very good chance to lose to Missouri today. Okay. I don't know what's going on with Mizzou's defense, but I can tell you right now, they're not playing up to what they usually do, what they're capable of.
Blanket Luther Burden, so we have to worry about. I don't know.
All right, so we're about to see. So Georgia's up 7-10. We're gonna see. It's a long game. So Timmy Williams says,
I said 45-7 all week. So
all right, well, we're gonna see. Bray, defense looked really good, and Joe looked really good, but they should have, and they did. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that, Timmy. No doubt. UGA's fight song is "I'll Be Working on the." Yeah. Probably is pretty close to that. Coach Jay says smart and talented, just green. Yeah. I think he's talking about maybe he's talking about Ricky Gibson. Yeah, so Timmy Williams, thumbs up and go Big Orange. Tennessee Mountain Man, y'all smash that like button. Thank you so much, Tennessee Mountain Man. Most definitely appreciate that. And Timmy Williams says, what happened to Texas A&M? That's a really good question.
They have nothing to play for.
Yeah, I think that A&M is a team that's given up on their I think that they've just given up on their coach. And I would not be surprised to see Jimbo go on ahead and get fired at this point, because this team does look like they have given up, because they're a lot more talented than Ole Miss, but at the same time, Ole Miss is not a scrub team. You know what I mean? It's not they're playing up against a bunch of scrubs. And Lane Kiffin, we all know this. He can coach his ass off. So he knows how to dial up a game, especially if he's motivated. And it just kind of is what it is.
They be putting Luther Burden everywhere. He's on the backfield right here.
They always mushed him out.
Yep.
I didn't mush him out.
Yeah, they kind of.
He's there.
But that's a good job right there by what's the guy's name again? Cook, the daggum get out of that backfield. Brady Cook. I don't know why I can say that. 15 times. Yeah, I know. I don't know for the life of me.
Good talk about Jalen Walker.
Boy, that's good blocking by a bad offensive line, isn't it?
Jalen Walker, Michael Williams.
Guys.
Yeah. So what do we have? Is this second and what is this? 8? Second and 8?
Second probably 9.
Second and 9. Okay. So I know that y'all probably a little bit ahead of us right now. Second and 9 for us though. And motion out to the backfield.
He's there up top.
Step it up. Yep. Oh, he's there. One-on-one situation. That's pass interference.
Come on, Julian Humphrey.
Listen,
get him out the game,
like we said, UGA's secondary.
That's the other 5-star receiver they got. They only got 2 5-stars compared to y'all's 20. Yeah, it's Theo Weiss.
We don't have 25 stars. You have about 10.
Y'all have more than 20, sir.
10 just starting on defense.
Yeah, what are you talking about, dude? That's an excellent ball, and that's a great catch. Georgia secondary is not great, but at the same time, Tennessee, we've got to, if we can get our wide receivers to get some confidence in themselves, if we can do that, we will have a lot of success up against Georgia, because they're, again, their secondary just is not great. They teach them to freaking mug the wideouts. Mm-hmm. That's what they're teaching them. And that just does not work for the entire game. Oh, that is oh my gosh.
Yeah,
caught it then.
It was called a catch.
Better here.
I'm gonna call it a catch. Dude, why can't you freaking catch that ball?
Has it now. Catch.
No way, no. I'm hoping that that one is a catch.
That's be confirmed.
Timmy Williams says hot seat for Jim $80 million buyout. My goodness, yeah. Wow. That is insane. But I've been here in Texas A&M since the week before they played up against us, really wanting to get him fired. And I'm sure that that's been happening since before that week, but that was the first time that I heard it, because I wasn't paying attention to Texas A&M. I'm paying attention to Tennessee and who we're playing. But yeah, I would not be surprised if all that oil money out there, they just congregate and get together and say, hey, we got to get it up. We got to get them up out of here. Who do they go after, though? That's a really big question. I think that the first person on the list is going to be Coach Prom, and that's going to be a problem.
He wouldn't go there.
Why?
Not like if they fired him right now, he wouldn't go there.
Why?
He would wait for Shador and Travis Hunter to leave.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because they can't transfer again.
Why not?
Because you can't transfer twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is an excellent point. I didn't know that was a rule that was implemented. I had no idea that you couldn't transfer twice.
That's why North Carolina receiver was ineligible.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because that would be my first pick. So if it's not Coach Prom, then who is it?
Nobody.
I don't know, man.
It can't be nobody. It's got to be somebody.
You go after
Urban Meyer would be a good one. I don't think Urban Meyer.
Do they go after freaking Dabo Sweeney?
No. Look, man, Dabo probably wouldn't go.
Go after this guy, Missouri coach.
Oh,
heck, they better go after Duke's coach.
Yeah, I don't even know who is Duke's coach.
I don't know, but they've been good since he's been there.
Well, it seems like they've been good since David Cutcliffe.
Well, Cutcliffe. I mean, towards the end of Cutcliffe's deal, that kind of started getting a little worse. But the past 2 seasons, they really.
Yeah, but
Cutcliffe, he got them going though.
Yeah, he was the one who kind of showed that you can win.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's the one who kind of like laid that whole foundation. Obviously after what he did with Peyton. Today. I mean, he's the best offensive coordinator that I think Philip Fulmer had. Anytime he was with Tennessee, offenses always look good.
It's bad throw.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. All right, so A&M lost by 3. Lane Kitten beat Jimbo. Yeah, that one hurts. D. Taylor says, no way A&M pays the buyout. Jimbo will be there next year, but also don't be surprised if he gets Mel Tucker. Yeah. I mean, that's a tough one. So now with what you just said, Bray, about Coach Prom, that's probably going to save him. Because I feel like if that wasn't the case. Now, is that for NCAA? Because you know that those schools that they were playing at before are not NCAA schools, right?
No,
I don't think that they are.
No, they still are. It's just,
are you sure that they're NCAA?
Because it happened to one of the Jackson, what happened to one of the Colorado.
Okay, all right. So I didn't know if they were NCAA or not because I don't know if that's NAIA.
That's FCS.
Yeah, it's whatever.
It can't be FCS.
Whatever the level below is FCS.
I'm about to look it up.
They don't play in the playoffs. Like they can't compete for that, but they're the level below that. So whatever
no,
that is.
No. So they're not.
They just don't choose to.
What, Jackson State?
Yeah. Well,
all right. So what are no?
No, the FCS playoffs. Are you talking about this?
I'm talking. They can't compete with these guys.
Jackson State is not FCS. So FCS is D1 AA. But they're not D1 AA.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're in AA.
They're FCS.
They're not. Okay, I'm about to look it up right now.
Okay.
Jackson State.
$500 million.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh wow, FCS, huh?
Wait a second. This is nothing. It says right here is Jackson State. Wait a second. Jackson State. Okay. So I guess they are. I had no idea that they were. I always thought that they were like D2 or D3 or NAIA. All right. So then I mean, with that being the case, I have no idea who Texas A&M is going to go after. So
I said Deion Lanning, but what he leave Oregon? Don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think that if the price is right, anybody will do anything. So that's what you got to look out for. That is the question. That is the question.
I feel like Wayne wants to go to Bama. So
Timmy Williams says Tennessee wide receivers need to step up, no doubt, absolutely. Nug says they're looking for a way to get out of the buyout. The Auburn. Like Auburn did Harsin. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they will find something. G. Smith says, I didn't get to watch the game due to training. I'm sorry about that, G. He says, did Nico get to play? And if so, how did he look? Yeah, Nico did get to play. Nico looked good.
He looked good. I think it was what?
It was 5 for 9.
5 for 9.
5 for 9.
Had a touchdown, his first touchdown.
He had 25 yards rushing.
It was a nice little kind of fake, like he's about to run it, drops back, hits it to Castle's across the middle for like a 15-20 yard touchdown. He looked really good today. Had a big run, 25-yard run up the middle. Yeah. He looked great.
Yep. So I saw a couple more chats there.
Tennessee I cheered for. All the rest of them guys.
All right, so detail says Heupel letting more in there was frustrating, but also I know that 100% Heupel showing more some love. Yeah, it most definitely was, and I think that he's I think that he is Heupel is one of those guys, man. He's just very, very loyal, and I definitely like that about him. Coach Jay says still with backups, put him with the ones and he kills it. Yeah, I agree with that 1,000,000%. I think that if you put Nico in with the starters, I think that he can. I think that this offense is not going to miss a beat. Just honestly speaking, So,
I agree.
but yeah, he's most definitely next season, and this is something I think we kind of started to talk about this early on. But we think that a lot of the players, especially on the offensive line, are going to end up coming back next season. And I think that the more that we can get to come back next year, the higher chance that we have for Coop to come back. Then we can get Big O back, and some of these other guys. And if that happens, this team is going to be ridiculous next year.
Oh, Arian Smith play action.
All right, so we got 1st and 10.
Look up top.
I feel like I missed all of Missouri's. That is an incomplete pass. That's an incomplete pass.
That's a catch.
That's a replay.
That's a catch.
I don't think he caught that.
Catch.
It's hard to tell with this freaking terrible camera lighting. What are we doing here? Let's see it again. Oh, wow. Yep, the ball don't like it ever hit the ground. Boy, he can't catch a cold, can he? He's terrible.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Raw.
No. That's a terrible
fight for the ball. Raw.
All right, so we got 2nd and 10, right? So Carson Beck tries to go one-on-one on what looked like maybe it was an RPO to, I guess it's Raw Thomas. Let's see this one again. Did he catch this?
That's a catch.
Boy, the lighting is really bad.
That's a catch.
Yeah. All right, so that one is a catch by Ladd McConkey.
Couldn't get the ball out, dude.
Yeah, they're like a day late and a dollar short. Their defense, Missouri's defense is just not playing well. I'm not impressed with what they're doing right now. They just look scared and intimidated, like they don't believe that they can win by any means. There we go. Now that's a play. So that was a run play. We saw pressure coming off of the edge, coming from the safety position, maybe outside linebacker, and it looks like it was a stop in the backfield, and now it's 3rd, maybe like 11 or 12.
I'm expecting a dig route. Gonna look for McConkley or one of the tight ends. That's what I'm thinking here.
I would say. I would definitely say to watch out for the tight end.
See what formation is here.
We gotta watch out for the tight end here. 3rd and 11. Looks like we've got
tight end down here.
Yeah, we've got 2 up top. We've got like P said, Ladd, the tight ends down bottom, kind of close to the offensive line. They're doing a little switch route. They're going to the middle right there to a slant, to Ladd McConkey or Ladd McConkey, whatever his name is.
Go for it.
And now it's 3rd and 3, maybe 3rd and 2.5. You can call it. Or I'm sorry, 4th. 4th and 3 or 4th and 2.5. Well, I wish that they would go for it. That shows a lot of desperation at home. Dude, on your own freaking 35.
They're going to be doing it next week, I guarantee you. Because about Kirby Smart, he's scared to death.
Well, this is something about Georgia fans, period. And if y'all listen to the, Paul Feinbaum show, just take 15 to 20 minutes of it, okay? Listen. Wait for those Georgia fans. Wait for the Georgia fans to come on, and they're going to say every single week, they're either going to say, hey, I'm scared of this game, or they're going to be super overconfident, and they're going to start talking about Alabama. Why don't you guys give us as much credit as Alabama? Mm-hmm. That's who they are. They are nervous nail biters up against any team with a pulse, and they want to reach the pinnacle of what Alabama football has been, and they think that they are there, but they're not. Okay? They're not. So that's how I feel about Georgia, and I hope that they lose every game for the rest of history. Yeah. I hate Georgia with a passion, guys. Let me get back to some more chats here. Let's see what we're talking about here. So Nug says they called the Missouri one a catch. That had to be a catch. Yeah, that one was a catch. I know what you're talking about. Okay, Coach Jay, I thought D looked out of sorts on offense. Thoughts? Yeah, so I don't really remember too much about D. I think that what we forced it to him on like a wide receiver screen, right?
Yep, and then one of the jet sweep, and then one of the overthrows was to him.
Yeah.
So it didn't really see a ton. I go back and watch them.
Yeah, that's a situation where it's going to be hard for us to kind of pinpoint it just because, like a lot of times we have to kind of go back and really watch like individual players. But yeah, maybe he did look a little bit out of sorts. I was happy to see him get into the game. And, I kind of felt like that was coming because our wide receivers hadn't played great up until, maybe like last week. I feel like as a unit, I feel a lot more comfortable with what they're doing right now. Just because, Dante stepped up. I feel like Chaz is a guy that we can most definitely throw the football to. Caleb Webb has been pretty solid here and there. We all know that Squirrel White's an absolute dog. But, yeah, it's definitely going to be good to try to get D into the system more. And, I think that he did pretty decent. He did a pretty good job. One of the things that I did want to kind of point out and kind of highlight, though, is that people think that D coming into offense, he can do the same things that he can do on special teams. But the field is so different from special teams to actually playing on offense. And that was one of my things. Sometimes players can do both, and whenever I say that, I always think about Devin Hester, Patterson, Dante Hall is another one. Those are the guys that I think of that could kind of do both. Dion, obviously, those types of guys. But it's very difficult because the field is set up so differently for you to be able to make those things miss. The blocks are set up way differently. You've got a lot more people blocking down the field on special teams than what you're going to have. Just in regular offense. But I thought, anyway, long story short, I know I'm being kind of long with that. But long story short, I feel like D did a good job. Yeah. I feel like he did a pretty solid job. Timmy Williams right here says D needs to catch that ball. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember which pass he didn't catch. The one that I'm thinking of, it was an overthrow. Coach Jay says his bubble screen route was bad. Yeah, you could definitely be right because I didn't. So, Coach, I don't remember watching his whole route. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't.
Did you see it?
No, I gotta go back and look at it.
Okay, yeah. So if his route was bad, how does a bubble screen route look bad? That's crazy.
Maybe it was flat or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just crazy how different football players are these days. Excuse me, it's 1st and 15. And this guy Brady Cook.
15.
Oh, he can run. He's good. I'm telling you, he is really, really, really good. Let me get into Nugs right here. So Nugs said, I would have saved the D stuff for Georgia. It would have given him more practice and caught them off guard. Yeah, D, I most definitely feel what you're saying. But the one thing that I will say to that is I don't think that D, and this is kind of back to Coach Jay's point, I don't think that he is at a point where we feel comfortable enough to put him out there up against Georgia. So what you do is you throw him out there up against a team like UConn and make Georgia have to over game plan for a guy that probably isn't even going to play. Right. So you make them have to think about too much stuff. And I think that that's a big part of the reason that they did that. I think that that's why he came out in this game. I think that was all planned. But I also do think that if he can pick it up well, that he could be a depth guy for us, if God forbid somebody goes down. But that's just my thoughts. I don't know, Pete.
No, yeah, I agree. That's 100%. And maybe, Heupel's setting something up, bring him in against Georgia to set up something, bang, bang, fake it here. Oh, there's Squirrel going down the sideline. So you just never know what we're doing. And plus, you want to get these guys live game reps against a lesser opponent before you throw them out there against a Mizzou or, Georgia. So, yeah, I think it was the right decision to go ahead and play him this week.
Yeah, for sure. So a guy that I've been clamoring for that I thought looked really good was Ethan Davis. I thought that he looked good out there. And, actually, I'm going to pull up. I'm going to take a look at his stats here real quick.
Good. He's a very natural pass catcher.
Yeah, he makes it look very, very easy. Ethan Davis, so 2 catches, 33 yards, 16.5 yard average. He's a guy that, I feel really comfortable with in this offense. And so he's a guy that I would want to see this offense implement into the game plan a lot more in some sort of a way. If we need some more depth somewhere, I like him so much because he's big, he's strong, he can block for us, and we can trust him to make catches. So, if we don't feel like we can trust these other guys, let's put him in. He may be a true freshman, but again, he's not going to shy away from the moment. And also, it's going to help him to get those reps and to get that confidence going into next year when he's going to be the guy at tight end. Yeah. And I don't know if Castles has any more eligibility left. I don't think he does. But if he does, it'd be great to have him come back and pair him with Ethan Davis, and Echols and everybody else. And maybe that, we could turn that room into something. Right now, it's looking like transfer portal for that room and maybe in a lot of other situations too. So we're going to all right, so here we go. We're back. We are back with this Georgia Mizzou game. Did y'all want to? Can y'all pull up some of the other games? Some more of the noon games. We can kind of go around. I'm sure people can kind of look it up. Some of the noon games. I just want to know. So Texas beat Kansas State. When was the last time Georgia, Missouri, Alabama, and LSU were ranked in the top 15?
2007.
No, it was.
I don't. That had to be.
No.
Yeah, maybe.
2013.
I don't know. Yeah, that had to be like in the early 2000s.
Was LSU good back then?
It's 2013.
All right, so we've got second and 13 right now. Mizzou has the football, and let's see, where are they right now? They're on their own.
Vols should come back across. Come on, let's get this.
But they're on their own. What's this, like 17? Step back. There's a guy wide open.
That's great coverage.
Drops it into the bucket, and that's pass interference all day long.
Way.
And so this is one of the other things we have to look out for as Tennessee fans is what are the referees going to do? Because we all know that Georgia pass interferences on every single play. These guys cannot play coverage for the life of them.
That's PI?
Yeah, dude.
No way.
Oh, man, that was
not PI.
Look at that. Flag,
That's
bro.
No, be honest.
Okay.
Be completely honest. I know
Yeah. Kidding me?
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but yeah, I don't know about that one. I think that one probably.
Oh, that was the same thing. Tennessee played.
But anyway, though, so I mean, we are hoping that we get those same types of calls for Tennessee.
Yeah, let's get some.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah, because they don't deserve any calls.
I don't know if that was a very good call. We're trying to get this game back on. Move the control over somewhere else, so we don't have any more of these mishaps.
Bro, there's no way to cut it. Yeah.
So that's an automatic first down for Mizzou. And if they continue to get those types of calls, and they've got a really good chance to win this game.
Here's the deal. I don't care how the win happens. Hey,
I don't care either.
Win, okay? Hey,
I don't care
if
at
Jordan
all.
wants to cry about the refs afterwards, so be it.
Yeah.
Either way, hold this L while you're here crying.
Let's be honest.
All right, so we got a false start. So we probably missed a player too. We got a false start.
Hey,
Mizzou.
y'all want to know this? How's Ohio State ranked number 1?
I don't know how any of those guys are ranked.
Yeah, well, I mean, so look, I mean, I guess if you look at it on paper, their schedule was kind of tough. What was the end result to that Clemson game? Like, that's the game that I want to know about.
It was 31-23 Clemson.
So Clemson goes out there and beats the same Notre Dame team that beat Ohio State. I don't care what the score said. Notre Dame won that game.
Shout out to from Spartanburg.
So, you know, that goes to show you all that you need to know about how bad Ohio State and that Big Ten is. I mean, I think that, you know, Ohio State takes a step back unless Georgia loses this game. I think that they're going to go down because you've got to look at that win. I mean, really losing to a Notre Dame team that got pretty much blown out up against a Clemson team that absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that should tell you all that you need to know. I don't believe in any of those Big Ten teams. If it was up to me, I would be like, yeah, none of them deserve to be in the playoff picture at all. I don't care how many wins they have because they're not beating anybody that's actually good. Oh, he hit him with that. Oh, yeah. All right, so
the dead leg.
Brady Cook for a first down on a scramble. This is looking like, wow. I mean, Georgia got a little bit of pressure on a guy that didn't get blocked, and everybody else is too fat, too slow. I mean, I don't believe him. Yeah, I mean, they're soft, dude. I'm not impressed with Georgia.
Let's take a shot here,
I'm not
Brady.
impressed with Georgia at all.
Brady's in full.
This is going to be a really close game for 60 minutes. Here we go. We're going to hand the ball off. And look at this. These guys are getting yards. I mean, they're running through 3, 4, 5 guys.
You can run right at those guys. That's something, you know.
You can run the football right at Georgia.
Our dad's talking to me about, you know, how does Georgia compare to Bama? I said, well, here's first thing. Georgia's D-line is nowhere near.
Compare?
They're nowhere near. Especially talking about their interior.
Yeah.
That's what made it hard for us to run ball against Bama is their interior D-linemen.
Yeah.
But Georgia's interior D-line, I mean, these guys.
They're a joke.
Here's the deal. When we look at teams like Georgia, Bama, when you see these seniors, redshirt seniors, grads that are still there, that tells you all you know.
Yeah.
You're still here, dude. You couldn't go pro yet.
Yeah.
And they got a bunch of those guys on D-line. And
they're still running at them. So that was 2nd and 6. It looks like right now it's going to be a 3rd and maybe 3. Maybe about 3rd and 2.5. It's a 3rd and a short 3 for us. But yeah, and it's not only that, but the pass rush. Georgia's pass rush compared to Alabama's is like not even close. Yeah. And not even that, but you can look at the linebacker play. You can look at the secondary play. Their defense is nowhere near what Alabama's is.
They haven't played anybody.
They haven't played anybody.
Season.
Who's
the best team they played? Florida?
Florida's the best team that they played. Yeah.
I mean, is it
or
is it South Carolina?
No. Florida.
I mean, is it
Florida? Well, it might be Kentucky.
Is it Kentucky?
Yeah, Kentucky.
I mean, those are two bad teams that they pretty much play both of them at home. I mean, they've never had to go to the swamp.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm talking about? They've never had to go to the swamp.
When they come to Neyland,
what is that? Y'all ain't never been to the swamp.
Well, Kentucky smacked around.
We go down to the swamp.
Around Kentucky, so
yeah,
that doesn't matter.
But if y'all went down there, y'all about to come up to Knox.
Hey, you know what? We'll see you in 2
Y'all
weeks.
about to come up to Knox. And y'all gonna see what it's all about, baby.
Joe Milton's about 30, still can't hit
2 weeks.
Joe Milton is light years ahead of Carson Beck, and he will be drafted light years ahead of Carson Beck. Light years.
We'll see you in 2
light
weeks.
years. Look at this. This guy on a 1st and 10.
Lower your shoulder, Brady.
This guy gets 15 to 20 yards.
They're soft.
Their whole team, they're soft. I mean, look. Athens is comprised of a bunch of soft individual people.
Look at the 5 stars.
They're individually soft, and they're soft as a town. They're soft as a team. They're soft. We want to see these guys. We want to see these guys. What are you talking about, dude?
2 weeks.
This is Brady Cook. He's dominant. He's dominating. No, he's not. He's nowhere near Joe Milton.
He's better than Joe Milton.
He's nowhere near it.
We got to find a way to get up there.
Here we go. It's 1st and 10. We're motioning guys. Oh my! What are we doing?
Why did he take the ball, dude? He's trying to keep it. Gosh, dang, man! Why isn't he rating the game? Get him out of here. He's trying to keep the ball and go score.
All right, let me
watch the replay here.
Let me get back.
He's trying to go score.
Nug says, "You Georgia folks always crying about the refs."
That's a terrible call.
You dang right.
Terrible call.
You dang right. That's who they are.
And then Nug says, "LMAO, you guys are awesome to watch the game with." Yeah, appreciate that, Nug. Yeah, man, we definitely get into this, especially watching Georgia or obviously Tennessee. But yeah, we absolutely hate Georgia. So we got 2nd and 11.
Slot fade.
I like them spread out a little bit more, but slot fade is there all night. It's there all night. There it is.
Slot fade.
Oh, he had it. Oh, he has him.
Hey, jump on board.
He has him.
Jump on board.
Dude, get up.
Jump on board. I told you it was coming.
What did he do?
Slot fake. He strapped. That was great.
He strapped him though. He dropped the ball, dude. That is not strapping anything.
He had nowhere.
That is a drop.
He had nowhere to put the ball.
That was a perfect pass, and he just drops the daggone football. Get your
no.
That right there's gonna hurt. If Burden is out, that hurts.
Oh dang, is his groin? He's on his ankle, but
I mean, dude, you can shoot him up for.
He's only 5'11".
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I thought he was like 6'5".
No, dude, he's 5'11", 208.
Sheesh.
Why did you do that?
Hey, 5'11", 208.
I didn't touch it.
But he's just a dog. I mean, he's just built real different.
Man,
so
I wish we stopped Brew Freak McCoy.
God, I wish we still had Brew.
But Luther Burden was supposed to commit to Georgia too. He was like
Brew?
No, Luther Burden.
Man, I'm glad. Well, I mean, even if he did go there, what's he gonna be doing?
They be giving Brock Bowers.
He's gonna be playing second fiddle to Brock Bowers and Lad McConkey and all these other guys.
Bowers is the best I don't know about best non-quarterback. He's the second best non-quarterback in the draft.
Hey, wait a second.
I don't know who's in the draft.
We talked about this earlier, right? There's a guy named Sinnott that plays for Kansas State. He plays tight end. He's bigger than freaking Brock Bowers. He's better. He's just as good. He's just as good, buddy.
Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the country.
He's just as good.
Is the reason
everyone's saying that, but they're saying it because Georgia is force-feeding the football to him, and I can go through some highlights for you and show you. Whenever you see 3 to 4 guys lead blocking up against UT Martin, UAB, and that's how he's scoring touchdowns. All right, I think he's very, very overrated, but it is what it is. So Nug says Burden as a dog is going to hurt if he can't get back. Yeah, that's going to hurt for Mizzou. It's not going to hurt for Tennessee next week. And hopefully he can snap back into. I never want to see anybody get injured. I always wish the best for all these guys. But obviously, whenever they're playing up against us, I don't want for them to be successful. Just don't want them to get hurt. Or I don't want them to get injured. I don't mind seeing them get hurt, but I don't want them to get injured. But yeah, I mean that's going to be tough. It is going to be really, really tough. But I do think though that Missouri's offense, I'm telling y'all, I wait until I break this down for y'all. Their offense is really good. I mean, it's a lot they have to try to. I mean. And
that's why I'm going to beat y'all at Missouri. It's a hostile post.
I'll just tell you this. This game is probably this game's either going to be on what did you roll?
He landed kind of weird on his left leg there. Could have been knee. Could have been right here.
Let's see. That's the ball that he
It's kind of
definitely
a weird
caught.
land
Catch the
there.
ball.
Is it his knee or is his groin or his hip? Something.
I don't see
Could be his
much of
ankle.
anything on that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to see it like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
yeah.
walking
Oh,
around.
yeah.
I think he's all
Oh,
right.
yeah. He's all right.
He
He's
landed
all right.
weird, though.
He's all
Might have
We knew it was a slot fake.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was kind of scared there. So we got 3rd and
Who we
11
go to
right
here?
here. UGA doesn't
up
blitz.
top. They're going up top.
UGA doesn't blitz.
Sack. Get
Throw the ball.
Holding.
Good ball.
There it is.
That's
That's
holding.
the
Great
flag.
defense. Great defense. Kamari Lassiter. Great defense.
Guess what? We're tying it up at home.
Kamari Lassiter.
We're at UGA. We're tying it up,
It happened
baby.
again. Why does it keep happening?
Look, put the thing down, dude.
We got to make this kick here.
But I'm gonna miss. And if you know anything about Georgia, Georgia's the best team that can block field goals in the entire country.
Are they?
Yes,
Right.
yes. Like I don't know the stats, but I'm talking about historically. Like if you watch Georgia,
No, historically it's Virginia
big
Tech,
game.
dude.
No, it's
You
not.
kidding me? Everybody knows this big Shane Beamer, the real
He
Beamer.
said-
What's his name?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Frank Beamer.
Yeah,
the real
yeah.
Beamer.
Hey, pass me that water. But so yeah, this is
This one?
yep. So Tennessee, I mean not Tennessee. Dang, I keep on talking about Tennessee, but Mizzou should tie it up right here because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Missouri's kicker is really good.
Yep, he is.
Yeah,
There
he
it
is.
is. He's right
Best
down
kicker
there.
in the country. We made that like 80-yard field goal versus Kansas State.
That's something else that's going to be a really big factor in the game next week. And, again, not to tilt our hand too much to what we're going to talk about next week, but special teams are going to be a big factor, I think, in, Tennessee versus Mizzou next week because we've got to do our best to keep that kicker. I forget what his name is, but we got to keep him about 60 yards away from the field goal,
Well, he mucked that too. What was that game he had?
That was Kansas State.
Was Kansas State? Yeah, what was
Yeah.
that? 60 what yards?
I
60,
think it was like 61.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
I think as long as game win field goal. I don't know if it's in their history or what, but I mean, he's got a strong leg. SC history, yeah. He's got.
I mean, no, that's got to be the longest one in college history. There's one longer than 61. What is it, 61.5 or something like?
That's a boot. Dude.
That is a big time boot. That's serious. But
Marvin Harrison.
yeah, but so anyway, though, we definitely have to do a good job of doing our best to try to slow down Missouri's offense, and I think that a lot more than you worry about their special teams, you've got to stop those deep passes and those big plays, and you've got to bend but don't break, and that's what gives me a whole lot of confidence going into this game because Coach Banks is, he's a bend but don't break guy. I want to see Aaron Beasley, who has not blitzed much in the past couple of weeks. I want to see him blitz a whole lot more coming up, in these next couple of weeks because that's what he's best at. That's what he plays well at. And I feel a lot better about Herring. He didn't play great in this game, but I would say over the past, if you look at his, game, as
Progression. It's kind of his progression week to week.
Yeah. But so that too. But if you look at how his game has looked over the past 3 to 4 games, if you look at it as a whole, I feel pretty confident in what he's going to do. It seems like he kind of knows where he needs to be. And now, I think he's starting to understand, hey, I'm a big guy. I can strike him. And, I can kind of, plug up some of these gaps.
No, my boy got bored. Pittsburgh's up 7-0.
Oh, wow. So Pitt's beating Florida State 7-0 right now.
Nah,
I think Florida State's going to come back. But yeah, that'd be huge. That'd be huge.
Everybody lose.
Florida State loses to a terrible Pitt team. But so anyway, I think that we're going to find some ways to scheme up some blitzes and get some pressure on Brady Cook next week. And
I knew it wouldn't be hurt.
just kind of take away what they like to do. Take away those seam routes.
I already know what y'all can say. Say, hey, look, Georgia, they beat another team, fought their star receiver. That's what I'm going to say. So I hope he comes back.
Well, here's what Georgia's going to say. If they somehow win this game and win next week, after we go in there after we curb stomp them and kneel them, they're going to say, well, the game didn't matter to us anyway. We already won these. So, hey, I don't hear any excuses.
I mean, bro, it's Tennessee.
I don't hear any excuses.
No one is worried about
Kirby Smart. He's been prepping for us since freaking January 1st. And they had a daggone national championship game to play against TCU. He's worried about Tennessee Vols next season.
Yeah, he did.
Let's go, Malcolm Hughes.
Light him up. Ooh.
Yeah, so Slim is saying that Dante Thornton has some nice plays today. Yeah, he most definitely did. Seems like he's kind of coming into his own, and he's still got to keep on. Just got to keep on keeping on. Burner's gonna be back in the second half for sure. They're gonna go shoot him up with some.
He's walking around.
What's that stuff called? Is it
still limping?
It's like cortisol or something.
What
is that stuff that they shoot you up with? that they're gonna shoot him up with. It's something like that. Cortisone, maybe. Okay. Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, they're gonna shoot him up with that magic juice, and he's gonna be able to finish out the second half. And he's not gonna be as good next week up in Tennessee. So Nug says Missouri is not a hostile environment. I agree. And oh my goodness, in the backfield.
Well.
So first and 10. And Georgia tries to run a pitch to the outside on a stupid tall sweep or something. And they lost, 3 to 4 yards. This is a really, really, really bad Georgia team. I mean, they're playing at home, and I'm just going to call it like it is, dude.
Tennessee gets smacked next week, bro.
We're not against Mizzou, dude. They're not a good team.
You can hope and wish. Look at how even this is. Mizzou has 24 plays, 165, and Georgia had like 167 yards with like 30 plays or something like that. Just goes to show how bad they are as a program. All right, so we're getting pressure on Carson Beck. The pocket's still clean, and that is not pass interference. And that so that's something else. I might have said this. Missouri's secondary is a lot better than Georgia's is. They've actually got a good secondary, and these guys play the football well in the air, and they're gonna do a whole lot of what is this here? P was that cover 3 that just turned to man?
That's how easy this DB right there. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Good coverage.
Yep, he just stays on top and makes an easy play.
Play on the ball
on a almost high school type of pass by by Brock. Oh, what's
where was that guy? They like to go
Carson Beck.
They like to go to Lavin County.
Carson Beck in a high school style
big route.
All right, so we've got trips down to the bottom.
One of these guys going to be running out route.
Somebody's going to the middle of the daggone football field. That's where they're trying to go. Middle of the field. What an awful pass.
He got lit up. The O-line can't protect.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
The O-line can't protect.
I'm just going to tell you.
Is that big 6'8", 375-pound right tackle, 73?
Oh, wow. They run a simple stunt here.
Everybody got whipped.
Carson Beck took a shot.
Everybody got whipped. He's done. He's going to tap out.
Carson Beck just took a big shot right there.
Let's go ahead and put up 7 here, Mizzou.
Yeah. So, do y'all want to carry this into halftime?
What do you mean?
Do y'all want to carry this stream into halftime?
What, just go right at halftime?
Yeah.
Want to? Yeah, sure. Okay.
We got about 3 minutes left. It's 4th and 12. I think that Mizzou's probably about to score right here again. I feel like they've had a lot of success. I feel like they've had a whole lot of success on offense up against. It looks like a bad, really bad Georgia defense. I'm just not impressed.
Yeah, I'm not either, dude. But Mizzou has to finish and get to the finish line, man.
All right, so hold on. What y'all say for this Aflac trivia?
I said 2013.
I'm gonna say 2008 or before.
I'm gonna say the Joe Burrow year.
2013. Good job, guys. Good job, guys.
That was James Franklin. Was the quarterback?
Yeah. All right. So now, boy, Missouri's got in a pretty good field position. They're on their own 34 right here. Burden's in the back. Burden's in the backfield. And this is something else that Mizzou does a whole lot of. They like to move him around a lot of different spots, but you got to have somebody dedicated.
Theo Weiss to the same side of the field.
And they're trying to force it to him, but
I just stopped Theo. We had you.
Mm-hmm.
No, you didn't.
He was open.
We had you.
All right, so that's the thing, man, is that you've really got to watch wherever Burden goes. You've got to have a few guys.
I forgot that.
And they went with this guy. This guy wasn't even a starter.
I was at this game. They lost.
Look at that pass. That's a joke. Look at that
pass. Backup QB.
Look how bad that defense is.
I mean, getting held in the whole deal.
Dude, that's passing.
Put up 41.
Sure.
That's 2013. We're back-to-back national champions.
We got quads.
41 on you guys.
Spreading out at the field. Is that Burton down at the bottom?
I don't know.
I think Burton is at the bottom.
I don't know.
No mouthpiece in.
That was the band at the time.
Okay.
Get rid of the Bray.
Ball, dude. Golly.
Come on.
Pass rush gets there. Terrible blocking. All right, so we got 3rd and long right here. Dang.
Georgia's pretty good on 3rd.
Hate to see that. Let's see what happens here. Who misses a block? It's a double team right there at the guard. Oh, man. What is 55 doing going up the field?
That number 11's coming to his own. He showed up last week against Florida. He's looking at their best pass rush better than the other guy. It's supposed to be so good. Yeah, so we're gonna have to keep a close eye out for him. I'm curious as to what the guard was doing, what that right guard was doing, trying to go up the field in a passing situation. Oh, I'm sorry, that was actually the freaking center. Hurry up! Snap it! Oh, come on, that's the play call, dude. On the ball.
No way. They're gonna punt. Come on, dude.
They might not though.
I would love to have seen what their coverage was. I couldn't tell.
One of
4th and 9.
I've got something dialed up here.
So that was a 3rd and 15 draw play by Mizzou. For those of you who can't see the game, and it is now 4th and 9. They're going to a commercial break. Mizzou is going to punt it unless, like you said, maybe they've got a little something dialed up, maybe a couple tricks up their sleeve, and maybe you go for it, especially coming off of a commercial break. I would not mind seeing that.
Yeah, hopefully it's a great play. It's going to work. We'd love to see that, man. Was that Mizzou last week that had or who was that? No, that was somebody we played, wasn't it? Punter. It was a fake punt, and the punter just threw it up for grabs and it ended up working. I can't remember what was that.
Oh, are you talking about Mizzou versus Kentucky? Because Mizzou did that versus Kentucky.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yep.
Punter made a nice throw to basically a go route on the side there.
Yep, touchdown.
See something that can happen here.
Yep. Well, so look, y'all, we are going to just go ahead and get focused on this game, and because I didn't realize we've been going for so long, but we are at an hour and 15 minutes. But thank y'all to everyone who tuned into the channel, everyone who commented, and everything else. And we'll have some more content coming out for this Missouri game. Hopefully, Mizzou gets the win, and turns these next couple of weeks into something really special for Tennessee for these next couple of weeks. It's going to be two really tough games if Mizzou can go ahead and win. I think it's going to be two tough games either way. But the game's coming back on, so we're going to get back to it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your family. We're trying to grow this channel as much as possible. Appreciate y'all as always. Thanks. Peace.